I have notice of this meeting being held on the 6th day of March 2025 at 7:31 p.m. is provided according to section 3D of chapter 231 of the public laws of 1975, commonly known as the Sunshine Law. Please rise for the pledge.
You've gotten muted somehow, and at the in the courthouse. Just click unmute. That's good. Very good. Okay. Thank you.
York?
Here.
Ms. Nelson is absent. Cotton?
Here.
Lindsay?
Here.
Kenny?
Here.
O'Brien?
Here.
Decker?
Here.
Mooney? Here. Thank you.
A motion to open public comment on the agenda.
Make a motion to open for public comment on the agenda only.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. On the agenda.
On the agenda, I see on the, resolution 2025.40, down about 3/4 of the way on the page, it says, see attachment, exhibit A. We have nowhere is there an exhibit A in the paperwork or online.
I can print that out before the end of the meeting.
Okay.
Oh, wait, yeah.
Is that just the details on the agreement? I mean, I'm assuming.
Exhibit A is the site plan.
Okay,
It's a conceptual site plan. I have a copy if you want to review it now.
yeah, well, as long as we can get it, that'd be fine.
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't have, there's a packet that goes with the resolution.
I'm sorry?
There's a packet that can go with it.
I didn't put it out.
Okay. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
Any other comment? Motion to close public comment on the agenda.
Make a motion to close public comment on the agenda.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to adopt regular executive session minutes of January 22nd, 2025, of the organization meeting.
Make a motion to adopt as mentioned.
Have a second?
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Motion to adopt regular executive session minutes of February 6th, 2025.
So moved.
Have a second? Second. All in favor? Aye. Abstain?
Abstain.
A motion to adopt resolution 2025-38, authorizing a retroactive transfer of appropriations during the last 2 months of the year.
Make a motion to adopt that.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
We're tabling resolution 2025-39. I have a motion to introduce resolution 2025-40, approving settlement agreement with ADS Environmental Inc. et al.
I make a motion to introduce that as mentioned. Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
A motion to adopt resolution 2025-41, approving joint bid procurement for combined materials with Alexandria Township.
I make a motion to accept it.
Second.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
I have a motion to pay all bills in the amount of $2,200,925.35. So of that, $1,355,243 is going to our local board of education, and $656,636.67 is for the regional school board.
Make a motion to pay all bills as stated.
Second,
Second.
a roll call vote, please.
Cotton?
Yes.
Kenny?
Yes.
Lindsay?
Yes.
Ms. Nelson is absent. And York?
Yes.
Thank you.
Report of municipal engineer, Mr. Decker.
Just a few updates. Hickory Ridge subdivision for, the section 1 DOT grant. Those plans have been designed and they're currently down at DOT for review. Brunswick Pike, they've just authorized the final payment, so Jen, you should be seeing something electronically come through soon.
Okay.
And then lastly, last week we had an audit from the New Jersey Department of Environmental Protection on our MS4 program, stormwater and so forth, and we pretty much passed with flying colors. Bethlehem Township is well ahead of the curve compared to most towns. You know, the DPW yard and everything passed. There's a little bit of just a couple little housekeeping things we needed to take care of, but all in all, the town's in really good shape.
Yeah, thank you. I joined for a small portion of the meeting. It did seem like, you know, we've done a great job being well prepared and contributed to you, our DPW, despite we've had some unfortunate leadership changes, but they've been able to keep consistency together, and Ms. Nelson is roads commissioner, and Mr. Lindsay is deputy roads commissioner.
Otherwise, that's all I have unless there's any questions.
Any questions for Mr. Decker? I don't believe there's any issues for executive for Mr. Decker. No, you're excused.
Actually, before you leave.
Yeah.
The next week or so, I'll be forwarding you some information with the state redoing our EOPs.
Okay.
They're streamlining the process quite a bit, and now certain parts of the EOPs they want us to send out to the people in charge and some jury in charge. So, just to review and make things good.
All right, very good. All right.
Thank you. Great night. Good night. Thank you. Report of public safety officials, I don't see any in the room. I don't know if there's any online.
Yeah, I don't
Yeah, but I don't know if he's an official capacity. Don't want to go all the way back, Sergeant Person, are you online as an official capacity or a resident? Yeah, right now, I'd say there's no official report. There's no old business, any new business, discussion, car show at Heritage Park. Can I have a motion to open discussion?
Take a motion to open discussion on car show at Heritage Park.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. So, I had a, drive time Corvette Club, I think they are a registered nonprofit. They reached out to me about hosting a car show at Heritage Park, and they hosted a show at another location traditionally in August. We don't have a standard rate sheet for renting our parking lot, so that's why I want to bring it to the committee. It would be a weekend in August, likely a Sunday, likely from 7 in the morning for that to set up till about 3 in the afternoon. I did have our deputy clerk pull the rates, and Mr. Lindsay, I know you're probably familiar with them, but the pavilion rental for a non-resident is $300. Field rentals are $15 a piece. So one, are we, providing appropriate insurance? Is there any opposition to hosting a show at the park? First step.
But the date is right.
Oh, they don't set. They traditionally have a show in August. It's usually like I said, I'm familiar with the show. It was either the second or third weekend in August, traditionally at another location.
I don't have no concern with the showing the calendar, I can't over there. The reservations for the sports teams are already going on. Right. Sunday's going to be a lot of sporting events, and there's a lot of people there between soccer and wrestling going on. So I try to make sure it's.
They can do I think they can do a Saturday. I'm saying Sunday, but that's why I left it for a weekend. Because there's my point of reference, 100 games is usually a Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, so then it's probably a Saturday. I don't know if it's better or worse for sport.
Right, again, I think the reservation spots would be more open on Saturdays, just.
So I believe the show is those Saturdays, because I usually don't attend because I'm at 100 games, that's why I asked. So it's probably a Saturday, with a rain date of a Sunday or the following weekend. I guess the question then, if we're not opposed to it, is figuring out what's appropriate as a rental, because we'd be losing parking lot. We'd have to figure out too, is there a designated, I thought we would do what we used to do for hot rods and Heritage. They probably want to pay a portion, and we would just shift the public parking lot to the grass. So that'd be for spectators and our residents who want to use the park.
Well, this is a private group, isn't it? It's right, so it's
Yeah.
not important.
Yeah.
Again, I don't know where it shows that. Anything that, recoup any damage by having a park in the grass, that sort of stuff,
They provide insurance. They provide insurance. Yeah, and manage it.
Money towards, that's gonna be after use of the porta johns that are there, new campaign tools. We have words that we, you're gonna trust us with that?
I don't even know what we just said.
We can just say,
We have the park rules for the rental of the building and the rental.
Yeah.
So we, assuming I might already apply to it, it doesn't apply, just use that as a template.
Okay.
They have to have insurance of whatever it is, I think $1 million, they have to name a certain, addition, sure they got to do all that stuff. Make sure it meets the hours.
And I'm assuming 60% of the participants are not Bethlehem residents, that's why it's using
Yeah.
the rate of the pavilion. So like I said, I just don't know, what the charge of it.
I'm okay with it.
Okay.
As long as they call
I said the pavilion fields are 300 plus 15 per field. I was thinking somewhere between 500 and 750, and maybe we could talk them into doing some sort of contribution to our recreation booster.
do they have, like, any idea of how they, I mean,
The preview shows that, the location they're at, limited them to 100 cars. But I don't think they would exceed, if we do an official well, probably stay and do the president of the club, but I don't think they would exceed more than 125 cars. It's a Corvette only show, so it's not, specific to, motion to close discussion,
make a motion to close discussion.
have a second? All in favor?
Aye.
Have a motion to approve hosting a car show, with a car club with insurance, meeting all appropriate regulations, paying a fee between $500 and $750, with potential contribution to the recreation booster.
So moved.
Have a second? Second. All in favor?
Aye.
I abstain. Then I'll reach out. I know normally, I should put it on, right? Anita's probably more.
Yeah, she usually does.
Yeah, she will say, so I'll work with Anita for the modification portion. And we'll keep you informed for dates. Report of municipal zoning official, is email, it's nice to see, reports.
I actually like the report, I like the fact that there's a report of action that's been taken and everything else going on there. So, let me just move forward.
A report, as part of Public Works, is also email, we're okay, there's not so much to read it, but we'll, leave it at that. A report of patrol officer was email. Report of municipal court, also email. No report from tax collector, historic society, or emergency management.
No,
Uh,
I got nothing. So,
so,
Is it an official report for OEM?
yes,
But,
so, couple things is this morning, as you know, our EOPs are now every 2 years, getting get recertified with the state, used to be every 5 years, so our current, EOP that we have is up for renewal in June of this year. The state OEM hired a private company to basically redo all municipality and county EOPs statewide, to put them into one particular. So everyone's on the same page, same design, same setup, because right now, they seem to find that a lot of, towns, ours being one of them, has a lot of just walking there too much stuff that doesn't need to be in there. So they decided that they're going through the whole process. I had a meeting with the company. They sent me over a PDF document to work on, which I'm gonna be sending out to some of the other stakeholders as well. Really nice program, because it just knocks out a good half of all the stuff we didn't need there. It updates a lot of things, it makes it a lot more easier to go over to review and to update everything else. So we're not gonna have that big binder that we used to. So, that's currently working on that. I told the engineer before that there's gonna be emails going out to DPW, so they had a copy of it as well, trying to review their portions. Or it takes a lot of fire departments are gonna get copies, or she's gonna have to review their portions and make sure everything is okay. Other than that, the county had a meeting the other day, I guess in regards to bird flu. Jen and Chris, I sent you an email that came out from the county health department. I just sent it earlier this evening. So we can get that, put that up there. The county health department puts out updates every week. The residents can go there. The current one has a what to do with finding dead bird. So that's something maybe we can post up onto the town website, or maybe have Blue somehow put that out there for residents. Currently, there has been cases of avian flu found in the county in felines. Not too far from us, we'll put it that way. They haven't said exactly where. They're both in, I think it was one feral and one indoor outdoor pet cat that they definitely confirmed that it's in there. So it's in our area. They're advising people just to be careful when handling dead birds, if you're handling even dead cats or whatever else. Also, if you happen to think that you have a cat that may be infected, it's an indoor outdoor cat that may be infected, we want you to make sure you notify your vet before you go there, give them a heads up, because there are certain PPE protections they gotta take care of before you bring them in. The state health department has a link, I posted that on the Bethlehem community page at one point. Let's see if I can really put it up there, and the county health department has been posting updates now on it as well. So, that's it.
Paul, do geese typically
Yes.
get contaminated with the flu?
Avian flu can affect any fowl.
Yeah.
Yes, geese, ducks, chickens, birds, sparrows. I talked with our DPW, make sure that, don't just kick them into the woods, as they say. There's sort of requirements now. They want you to go ahead if you find something. Because they say you just a matter of kicking it could cause the dander or whatever else could cause the flu. Even though there hasn't been any confirmed cross from bird or animal to human, they're keeping a close eye on it now.
And our DPW animal control are taking appropriate.
Yes. Well, I hope so, told them to.
Make sure that.
Yes.
In case residents want to know.
And if residents have a problem, it's gonna be on that land, you can contact the state, DEP or the county health department, if you find a dead bird, if they're concerned. That's all, that's on that paperwork that I sent. You get put up on the website. Yeah, that's it. Oh, you want to DEP,
It's really, it's falls under you. The county was the CERT teams, bring
I'll bring it up, it's going nowhere. Yeah, the county is looking to, has been, I shouldn't say, the county has a countywide CERT team. They want each municipality to have their own, community emergency response team. We did sort of start one after Sandy, sort of fell by the wayside as members, there wasn't much work for us to do. The county realized that other towns are having the same issues, that nothing was really organized with it, so the county now is trying to organize everything under the county, wanting each municipality to set up a team. I put it out there, I'm not sure how else to get it out there, if people are interested, they can reach out to me, there's a course that they're trying to set up for it, and I want to say it's gonna be April or May. The county's gonna teach that course and have our own team, and if we get people involved, people interested, we can probably restart the team back up. This, not like in the past, where it was kind of like, what do we do? We're now all working together, so even though there may not be events going on in Bethlehem Township, maybe Clinton may be putting out a request for it, or the county may be requesting people, or other towns may be needing help for it. Something like the Shack Fest that goes on, the bed run, is it it's called? The Milford Bed Run. There's a couple other events that goes on in Clinton, they called out, so they're trying to get all the towns involved and try to help garner interest in people doing it and having something to do. So, I'll try to put something out again. I don't know if Lou can put it on the website or the town website.
We'll send you some information, the newsletter's going out, so it's on the newsletter.
Yeah.
I
When's
think,
the newsletter?
not till end of May.
Yeah, so the class will be over by then.
Yeah, we can still garner members.
Even if we garner interest now, they're trying to get a class done every year, so we'll see what happens with that. It's actually an interesting.
Whatever you need, Paul.
Thank you, Lou.
There's a, statewide training in Middlesex County at their fire academy. I'm most likely going to attend that, so maybe I'll put it out. If anyone wants to attend with me, it's kind of like a primer to see what CERT is all about. That's a good way to.
It's more of an exercise than it is a class.
Yeah, it's just, so you can be more options to observe, and hopefully get excited about it, and then take the class.
That's it.
Thank you.
Thank you for thinking about that.
If you read garner some support for the members again, that'd be great. Report of Municipal Alliance, no report of Township Attorney.
No report.
Report of personnel technical support coordinator, it's Ms. Nelson, she had no report, Mr. Kenny, you're the alternate, or is there anything else? No, good. Report of roads coordinator, again, Ms. Nelson, Mr. Lindsay, if there's anything else you'd like to add, Ms. Nelson, nothing to add.
I have nothing to add. I mean, we did a tree down in Turkey Hill earlier today. We took care of that, we cleared it out. I haven't heard anything else.
I should add, actually, Ms. Nelson did, it's not her official report, but I will add, she did, I'll talk more about the budget in the mayor's report, but, this roads commissioner did go on a DPW and really equipment tour with DPW supervisor, to update and continue on with our 5-year capital plan. So, she went out there and saw each piece of equipment and had a discussion about its lifespan and use, and what happens in the town. So, I think that was a worthy exercise, and she wanted to share the proactivity of that. I report to our professional service coordinator, no update tonight. I report Providence Council coordinator, Ms. Nelson asked me to share that she'll be joining the environmental commission at their next meeting, again, to talk about the training center that is proposed for Union Township across from Spruce Run. And I believe also approval of the land use element and a few other topics that you spent time with parents. I report to governing body members, Mr. Pat.
No report.
So Lindsay.
No report. I'm gonna defer to you on the meeting we had the other day with JCP&L and the congressman.
Okay, Mr. Penny, coming out of order. Okay. Mr. Lindsay, I apologize to you, based on seniority, I'm out of order. Report of township administrator.
Said a couple of things. One is we had a request from a resident who would like to purchase a parcel next to their property, so the half acre. So we weren't sure what that process was. We're not sure if it has to go to auction or, I know
The parcel we own, the town owns?
it is, it's a township owned, parcel, the half acre. I know I was speaking with Karen, our tax collector, and she said in another town that she asked about, there has to be a buildable lot to go to auction. So I don't know.
No, I don't think that's correct.
Okay,
And I'll circulate another memo on it. It's governed by statute.
okay,
First need to set the value, then it needs to go to auction.
okay,
And, unless it's a street where you can vacate it and then it goes equally to the property owners that are adjacent to it. If any real property that's sold by municipality needs to go through a formal process of an auction.
okay.
Is it included in any of our open space or green acres or any?
This is on 173, that property.
Yes.
No,
Not encumbered.
no.
Yeah, so they sent another email, so I guess they're pretty interested in wanting to move forward and wanting to know what that process is. And
Is that something we can handle, or should we work with an auction company?
Oh, no, no.
Okay.
Just like any other.
Is that property zoning? Was that when the property get changed at all?
No, I don't think so.
No, it's not.
Okay, but we do have the auction, so we'll get through that process. So I guess I'm fine progressing as quickly as we can.
Okay. The tax assessor, came to me asking to change her days from Friday mornings to Monday evenings. She would then work with Sarah, the zoning officer, on Monday evenings from 4 to 6.
Other than suggesting we get a whiteboard for hours. instead of
Yeah.
putting up- I know, I support it. Just so the public knows too, we have a requirement that there be at least 2 staff or elected or whoever, there's supposed to be 2 people in the building just for security. So that's why sometimes we shift hours around on these and it impacts, multiple positions.
Everybody's okay, she'll start, she'll be here tomorrow for her normal Friday, and then she'll start Monday.
I have no issues.
Then, we're going to hire, a violations clerk to help Donna. So, as long as she's still willing, it's been a couple weeks, so she expressed,
This is that position that been over about a year ago, right? We're trying this.
yeah, over a year. She's a former employee here, she works on this, with Donna. So she has a lot of experience, and I think, you know, she'll be a good fit on it.
Maybe good, but
And then we just have our new IT company, the transition was made, so I think everything has gone smoothly with that transition.
Question, and I think that sort of moves back to the EOP stuff. Is the new IT company, are they handling any like the cyber attack, the cyber security for us, or is Lou handling that? Who handles that for our computer systems here?
I would assume it's the new IT.
please, I think that, we can, if they need,
I just might need your information for them as I do this, that's all.
Okay,
if you need details about it, though, they can provide that.
I don't, yeah, just more contact. Anything else.
Hi, thank you. Any questions, Administrator? Report mayor, so we stuck with me talking on too many things, so. One, I'll start with some simple things, and keep asking for approvals, but, there's a Highlands Council Tourism Expansion Grant Program. And it's to, I guess just to use their language, it would be used to support advanced tourism in the Highlands region, including marketing, advertising, events, web-based projects, and other creative proposals to grow tourism industry. It would be focused on agritourism, ecotourism, heritage tourism, or a mix of entities. I will say the West Connecticut County Watershed Association Director shared this with me. I'm looking to partner, so I think it would be a worthy public-private partnership. And we'll work to develop what the subject is that we'll be applying for, bring that back to the committee. But I just want to make sure there's no opposition to pursuing this grant opportunity. We've talked about the trail things through, we'll involve our environmental commission in this as well. So that'll be an exciting grant opportunity. The two other things will take some time. We've obviously had a lot of electric issues, electrical grid failures in Bethlehem Township. I hate to say I say that our residents make the joke, they're not worried about the 20% increase because so many of them are running off of generators that it's not gonna matter. And so it's just been a sad state of affairs. Mr. Lenzi and I and Attila, I'm mispronouncing his last name, I was gonna say Attila from Muddy Waters, was the current owner. He reached out to me, he joined us to help share his frustrations. I'll say he's not the only one. Obviously, residents have shared the community page. They've reached out to me individually. Other business owners, primarily restaurants, have reached out to me because the outages have been on Saturday nights, which is devastating to our business community, which is heavily reliant upon restaurants at this point. Even myself, which I own a business on 73, I have a photo with my guys working with headlamps on their heads because we're out of power. So we took all of that to Senator Peterson's office and to the BPU, and we did approach JCP&L. Despite the frustrations, I always try to remain respectful. And so JCP&L had performed a resiliency study. They brought in their chief engineer and shared with us some changes that they plan on making. The most significant is not necessarily a change and just kind of fortuitous. We talk about trees all the time. So as I shared, Bethlehem Township will be spending about $50,000 to remove trees in the right of way this year. And JCP now is doing two sections, I would say, because they're doing two phases I guess you step back. We have five substations powering and feeding Bethlehem Township, which is extremely unique. It's like our 5 fire companies. And I think we have all these, we've kind of seen the ball in the middle of everything. And I will say they share with us statistics, and especially West Portal substation, which is the one that causes the most outages, has a 4 times greater rate of being damaged by trees. And I will say the majority of those are out of the right of way. Those are private trees. So I'm sharing that because we'd like to encourage individuals to cut down trees. I'll share the owner of Muddy Waters took 51 trees down on his property to help mitigate and take down the dead trees. So we like to see that when it's necessary. in short term, the way that JCPL calculates it are based on minutes of outages. And so in Bethlehem Township last year, there were, round numbers, 4.3 million minutes of outages. And out of that, about 2.4 million hours, so more than half were from trees that were not in the JCPL right away. Bethlehem Township has an unusually high rate of vehicle to pole occurrences, so 678,000 minutes due to a vehicle. Their, I'd say, direct responsibility are line failures, trees in their row, and equipment failures were about 900,000 minutes. So it's still very significant. And 2 of those 5 substations fell. What they do is they're in the lowest 8%. Then they start to get a significant capital investment into those substations. So the bad news is we're below those 8%. The good news is it triggers a capital investment in that. But they've also plan on making some other additions. So the first step, like I said, is fortuitous. They're taking down a significant amount of trees. They've talked about even, broadening the path and being more aggressive as they can. They did share it's based on the voltage going through the wiring.
It was a combination of voltage and the wiring, and it's also, I found out after talking there, is it's also based upon the BPU and legislation. Basically, I guess, years ago, they wanted to do more heavier duty tree work. County pushed back and said, no, we're trees, we like our trees, we want to keep our trees. And they pushed legislation to prevent them from doing it. So that's apparently one issue they had discussed. They did say that they're gonna be, all 5 substations over the next two years are gonna be getting extreme tree work being done, vegetative work. I put a list up on the community page, the private community page, of the current streets that they're gonna be working on. They also advised that they'll be doing the maintenance, they'll be tearing down trees nearby, but they determined that there's dead ash trees that are out of the right of way on private property owners. They said that they will try to reach out to the property owners, and with the property owner permission, they said they will take them down. They're gonna, all the tree crews are gonna have forms with them that the property owners are gonna have to sign to give them permission. Now, how, what's the word I'm looking for, how aggressive or how, much they're gonna be willing to go ahead and do that, I can't answer that. So it might be a comment upon residents that you haven't seen JCP&L by your area, to go say, hey, can you take this tree down? It's dead. You may have to be a little more proactive to them, that they may not be as proactive. Because they also did throw the dollars and cents out at this meeting as well, saying how much it costs.
So the tree acquisition is fortuitous and significant, but then they are making actual investments. So they're adding tie points between circuits, so that means that they can transfer, so power goes out and it can be fed from a different area. They can then go ahead and do that. Some of those they found to be failing already, so they're replacing even new equipment. But they're adding more tie points between circuits. They're adding more lightning arresters. They're finding more splits and repairs. So obviously we've gone through sanding and things like that. They repaired an aluminum wire with a copper wire, and they're growing and having issues. So they're going to be coming in and repairing quite a bit of those. They're also going to be replacing 6 poles and transformers in the 173 area. They're adding more trip savers, which are the things that if it's like a voltage change, as long as the pole itself doesn't come down, it'll kind of shut the electric off quick and restart it. There's still a lot of porcelain cutouts in this area. They're cracking from age. They're going to be replacing. And so they're also, I think, so those things with the trees, they're looking at vegetation management for the first 2 quarters of this year. And then all these other improvements, this is other substation improvements by the end of 2025. And then they had a $13 million investment in the infrastructure upgrade from Kingwood up through Alexandria, which then feeds into this West Portal or Perryville substation. They're adding a trip connector there. So that'll be a huge improvement for us, but that'll be a very resilient system being new. And then when parts of Bethlehem and Union go out, they'll be able to get electric from that new system. So I would say we should see a significant increase in reliability by the end of 2025 and get another level of increase at the end of 2026. I will put these notes together and share on the public. Again, the community page is not a municipal page, so it's on my mayor page and share on the community page, but this way people know what to expect and know what action that we've taken. Again, I always try to, despite all the frustration, try to be respectful, so we appreciate JCPL taking the time to analyze this, share their statistics, their understanding of what's been going on. The other thing too, that we discussed the brownouts. They've made some improvements, but it's really important to reiterate, if you experience, obviously you experience a blackout, but even a brownout, call it in and get a confirmation number. Don't, call us, you can call us as well, but you need the confirmation number, because then that gets recorded in their engineering logs. If he was explaining that a brownout is kind of like a water hose with a leak. And so the more people that report it, they can track down where the leak is and figure out why you're getting a brownout. And I would say, if you come home and you see, your lights flashing in front of your clocks, call that in, even though the power's back on, and say I have a power
Yeah,
outage.
even went on to say that even if you have like a temporary power outage or it only goes out for a few seconds, whatever else, still call that in and report it. Because if they get enough reports, that'll sort of help them pinpoint where there might be an issue going on with that.
Those are our level of responsibility. I encourage people to reach out to BPU as well, but those are recorded so that if we do go to BPU, that's a report that has to go to them. So we need to get the confirmation number. So we'll be sharing some of this. I want to thank Senator Peterson for his proactive participation. Hunterdon County also reached out, and the county was part of the initial conversations that Senator Peterson hosted in his office. And again, I appreciate JCPL sharing. I appreciate Attila Muddy Waters taking time out of his day. The meeting went long, so he didn't get a chance to start opening his restaurant on time on yesterday, Wednesday. But I appreciate him as a business owner stepping forward to help us and explain what the situation was and what he was experiencing as a business owner on 173. We're open to questions for the public after the meeting, or feel free to reach out for individual electric issues if there are, things that we can help address, So we keep fighting. I mean, we've been through this before, and I don't think my comment was that I would see some sustainability out of it, because I've done this, you see 2-3 years of reliability, and then something else happens, and we gotta go through this again, so.
Yeah, when the engineer saw me, he said, "You again."
Who was the engineer?
Well, I don't remember the name was off the head, but I tore into him a couple times in meetings in the past, so.
I figured it's best not to share it in public anyway.
True.
He's doing his best, but out of respect for him, we won't share it in public. But if you do have questions, we can put you together with the JCPL representative, but we'll try to answer your questions first.
Just also top off on that, if you see something reported, and I'm just putting that out there because if you saw my post, Charlestown Road, which is feeding our town, a car wiped out the pole there. You see the tire marks, everything else, poles snapped, sitting in the ground, wires. No one, JCPL never heard of it. It must have been a hit and run because they at least didn't know about it. And I just happened to notice with being a cop, you see the pole sitting sideways, sticking out of the ground out like. If you happen to notice that, you can see a report that the JCPL, unfortunately, they don't know what everything is in their area, how damaged may or may not be.
How do you drive away from that?
I'll be honest, yeah. That was dead center.
Total. Radiator fluid.
My other update is just our budget. We had our second budget meeting at 6 o'clock. There are a lot of difficult decisions to be made. Usually we can go through and find some savings here and there. Budget was fairly stable this year as far as being able to find cuts. There are increases in the budget, the most significant being the health insurance increase, about 18%. And then we did add a contribution to our volunteer fire and rescue companies this year. So we added a total of $50,000 to our rescue agencies, $25,000 split between 7 agencies for operating, and $25,000 for a new capital fund that we started to put together for them, that we would hope that they would have some matching contributions, and we would build to help out with larger equipment expenses. The tax rate, as we shared, based on the reassessments, our tax rate will be readjusted down 35.97% to about 36%. The tax rate is going from 0.438 to 2.80. There is still going to be a slight increase on municipal taxes based on the insurance largely and a few other operating costs, but no increase due to expenditures and things that are buying for the town.
Also includes that here.
And
There's one more thing.
yeah, so we continue to pay off our debt after this, debt payment will have $137,000 left in debt. We'll be introducing the budget next meeting, so I'll talk more about it, the introduction, and of course, there's a public hearing. What I am asking is, we're responsible for between 12 and 14% of your tax bill, and we reduced our tax rate 36%. So I would suggest the schools are not necessarily looking at this yet because their budget's not due until July. But I would say I appreciate those who come, whether we agree or not. I appreciate those who come to our township meetings. I think people should be going to the school board meetings, both local and regional, and start to ask some questions about what tax rates they're going to be offering for next year. I realize the schools are in tough positions. I will share, Bethlehem is receiving $85,000 increase in aid from the state this year, which is nice, far from covering the hundreds of thousands they've lost in previous years. But I do think that we all need to work together as agencies to be respectful of the taxpayer. And that's hopefully what we can do. And we'll make the outreach as we can, but it really comes from the residents going, making that request. So we did our part as much as we can with the first entity. Obviously, just basically we have to pass our budget sooner, but again, a 36% decrease in the rate to compensate for any increases in valuation. And that meeting was also reported, so if there's those who want to see our discussions and how we go through the budget, that'll be available on the website, YouTube channel as well. Mr. Decker mentioned that we passed the DEP inspection, but we continue to still have some discussions about floodplain management. As everybody knows, New Jersey changed their flood maps, and I believe there's some inaccuracies in Bethlehem Township. So we have a meeting next week at DEP to continue some discussions about that. Again, trying to protect our taxpayer because based on what we have, I think their DEP is asking for some excessive reporting and process management. So we're going to try to help and see if we can mitigate that and reduce the costs there as well. And with that, I have one contract, one personnel, and one litigation, actually around affordable housing. Probably just a very brief question, but those are my 3 executive session items. With that, I have a motion to open for public comment.
Make a motion to open for public comment.
Second.
Second.
All in favor? Aye. Mr. Bartlett.
Steve Barter, Mine Road. Thank you very much about the BPU and JCP&L. Maybe just put something more on the township website, because I know in the past that anytime a homeowner has approached the tree crew, they said, oh, we're not allowed to do that. Maybe now, since that has changed, that could help the homeowner if there's a tree close to the wires or on the property. It's just because in the past, it's been an issue.
No, I agree. The only thing you can't guarantee is that they'll say, yeah, we'll take it.
Well, no, I understand that, but at least.
Yeah, I think it's dangerous. They may say, yeah, no, it's not, and then, I don't know what to think, please.
Well, exactly.
Document it, whatever else.
But if it's leaning and close to
No, I agree.
wires, then, the other thing is, our new zoning official. I was hoping Charlie was gonna be here tonight, to elaborate. He's filed complaints in the past, within the last year and a couple of years ago. He went to the zoning official and she cannot find any of the past complaints. Nothing on file. For, I'm gonna say the Menini property and several others. And so would it be possible, I hate to say for every meeting, but maybe once a month, the zoning official come to the beginning of the meeting that we can ask and get answers on certain things.
We were talking about sharing the reports. I have a problem sharing the report. I think it's difficult to get the zoning official at meetings.
Okay.
What we told Mr. Matarazzo, and I apologize, I know it can be a pain, but if he could resubmit those complaints, because there may be a reason why we haven't used zoning official, if we can't find them, we do our best. And
I understand.
It's embarrassing to say as a municipality that there's something missing, but we do our best to provide oversight. And again, maybe that's why there's something that's there that hopefully, keeps better track of those.
And even if we publish the report and any personal information can be blacked out or knocked out.
Yeah.
So even if we do, doesn't have to be posted here, but if we can get it online with the agenda and other things, it just makes it a little
We'll
easier.
figure out what we can do,
I know you don't want to post personal
Yeah,
information, so. But,
no, we're happy to provide as much information. We want transparency in that office. We want action in the office, appropriate action. And we're probably just as frustrated that those can't be found as everybody else is.
okay, that's it, thank you.
Any other public comment? Any public comment on those on Zoom? Motion to close public comment? Oh,
Can I get that appendix A?
You can take my copy.
motion to close public comment?
Motion to close public comments, is this? I can
All in favor?
Aye.
Motion to enter executive session to discuss one contract, one personnel, one litigation, no action to be taken. Move. Second,
Second.
all in favor?
Aye.
Thank you for coming out. You're welcome to come back and read it close quickly. We're not coming back.
Hopefully I get home before any trees come in.
Yeah. Thanks. Go.